Demons? What are we talking about here? The supernatural ones? Not really, but they plague us just the same. How'd you like to give them the boot? Kick them to the curb? Well, stick around. We're going to do just that with a little shadow work. And I have a checklist for you. Are you struggling lately? Are you feeling caught up in the chaos? Are you feeling sometimes that it's even difficult to get out of bed in the morning? I have days like that. And I have faith. I'm a spiritual person, but sometimes I feel overwhelmed. I mean, I think that's the best way to describe it. Not every day, but some days. Now, what does this have to do with shadow work? Well, the acronym shadow work might be the key to help you get on a path of understanding yourself and how you react into these times and to do something about it. To do something about it by getting to know your shadow with the help of your ancestors. So you've got a combination of shadow work and ancestral healing going on. It's something exciting. It's something positive you can do for yourself. So you feel more grounded and you feel more in control of your life. These days, that is not an easy task, but we do it one step at a time. Let's explore the acronym Shadow Work and see where it leads us. I'm thinking it's going to lead us to a healthier place. The first word of our acronym is soothing. Soothe, what does that mean? It means to calm yourself, to find some peace inside. Not easy to do. A good way to start that process is to kind of limit the amount of news that you really take in every day. It's not easy. Social media, news, even just talking to people, it can get a little crazy. In fact, it can get a lot crazy. And if you can limit that, that's an important step. But in order to stay calm, if you can find a way to just meditate, and I know it sounds very formula and very even trite, it's not. It's extremely important and it's easy to do because you can do it anywhere, anytime. If you can find a quiet place at home, sometimes that's not that easy, but if you can find a spot, even if you go for a walk, if you go for a walk and clear your mind while you're walking, nature has a wonderful way of soothing us. So, one step at a time, as we said, this is a process and it's something that will take a little bit of patience. So, yeah, be kind to yourself and soothe your frazzled nerves. Now we have healing. And healing is a very tricky issue, especially in shadow work and also in ancestral healing, because sometimes people don't want to let go of their pain. They don't want to let go of the things that make them hurt, but also allow them to have attention or some sort of control. This is a very slippery slope. But I think you're here because you want to deal with healing. You're here because you're looking for something positive. You're looking for something that is going to elevate you and take you out of this darkness that we're experiencing lately. So, healing is the next step in our acronym ancient. Yes, this is the next part of our acronym. And ancient will bring us to our ancestors. Now, not all of our ancestors are ancient, some of them are quite recent, but we are the sum of all of their parts. And that is good and bad. They had their light and their shadow, and so do we. But we don't have to repeat their shadow side. We have our own life to lead. And once we're aware, this is the key. We must become aware of what these shadow effects have on our behavior and on our thinking and the things that we tell ourselves and the things we believe. So once you get a handle on the ancient wisdom, this will help you move ahead in your shadow work. And we're going to be addressing how we can do this in a positive way, in a way that lifts us up instead of holding us back, because we are moving up with our shadow work. We are not going back. It's very, very healthy to want to move forward, and we're not going to let those shadows hold us back. We'll be able to use them to move up. Ah, the demons. We all have them. They are the voices that whisper in our ear. You're not good enough. You can't do this. You're not strong enough. You're not big enough. You're too big. All of these voices giving us negative feedback. And where are they coming from? They're coming from in our own head. But why are they in there? Maybe we've been told by people in authority or parents or even well-meaning people like teachers that we weren't up to what they considered their standards. And we were made to feel small or to feel bad or to feel less than we are. Those are the demons that we carry in our head, and we need to kick them out. Shadow work definitely can help you do this. You have to get to know them. You have to understand why they're there. And then the eviction notice comes in. So if you're ready to face them and say, let's rewrite this script and deny the power that you've let them have over you, and believe me, been there, always a work in progress. But that's the key word, progress. Let's do this. Let's go in for shadow work, healing, and demon eviction. Next word is overcome. What are we going to overcome? Well, you don't necessarily have to overcome your shadow. You need to know your shadow and know what it is, because a shadow is something that you're not aware of. By overcoming your negative beliefs and overcoming the negative feelings you may have due to your shadow, you will get resilience and strength. This is also a big part of ancestral healing, understanding and overcoming patterns of the past that are holding you back, that you are using to sabotage yourself. Self-sabotage is a big thing in shadow work and in ancestral healing. So we will overcome our beliefs and shift to positive beliefs about ourselves, emphasizing our strengths. We all have weaknesses, but we need to use our strengths. And this is what we will overcome. Wounds. Well, that's probably the reason we're all here. We feel the pain of our wounds, whether they're from our shadow, whether they're ancestral, or whether they're current, something that happened to us in this lifetime. A lot can happen to wound us. Why are wounds so important in shadow work? You have to know where you hurt to heal. It's so important to understand how these wounds are affecting you. The why is important. The how is important, but how they affect your behavior, your life, your decisions, your choices, very, very essential to the healing process. And knowing your shadow, you will know your wounds. So we're going to get very deep into exploring wounds and their effects on us and how those wounds affect other people in our life too. Big part of the acronym, big part of the healing process. Now we get to wholeness. What does wholeness have to do with the shadow work and ancestral healing process? It has everything to do with it because that is why we are doing this. We want to integrate all of these things into our being, into our physical being, and into our spiritual being, and become a healthy whole instead of having our fragmented shadows and our ancestral traumas tearing us apart. We want this to be whole again. And that is what we will be doing with our shadow work and our ancestral healing. So please keep an eye on everything we're going to be doing. I have a checklist for you, and there's more about this in a little while. Opportunities. What opportunities will your shadow work and ancestral healing give you? They give you the opportunity for transformation. They give you the opportunity for growth. They give you the opportunity to know yourself better and to make something more of your life, to expand your vision. Because when you are in the throes of trauma, whether it's shadow or ancestral trauma, you don't see the opportunities. Your vision is narrow. So let's look forward to making and finding new opportunities to grow and thrive. Recovery. Many people do not understand how important recovery is to the healing process. They're so busy trying to find the shadow, deal with the shadow, cope with problems. This is very important. But being kind to yourself, allowing yourself the time to recover, allowing yourself the place to recover, it is all so essential to the healing process. Be patient with yourself. Miracles do happen, but usually we take it one step at a time. You'll hear me say that expression 100 times, maybe more, but it's so important. I believe firmly it, small steps are very important steps to recovery. Knowledge. Yes, we're going to find out a lot of different ways we acquire knowledge in this healing process. We're going to acquire personal knowledge, knowledge about ourselves and our shadow, knowledge about our ancestors, and knowledge about what works for us in the healing process. And this is key. Once you find out what works for you, it's like learning anything. Some people are visual learners, some are auditory, it's very individual. And once you know your key, you will find yourself healing faster and sooner than you might have expected. But if it doesn't happen fast, we said one step at a time, right? Knowledge is something that is a gift that you will get from your ancestors and from finding out about your shadow. No secrets. If you're ready to take the next step into ancestral healing and finding your shadow, I encourage you to do the shadow work. I am going to be doing this myself. And I decided that what works for me, I am a visual person. I'd like to do some journaling. I'll be writing, probably doing some sketching, and I know I'm going to be incorporating any dreams that I have into this journaling process. But I feel as though the global community, and myself included, is going through a dark night of the soul. And the best way to face that is looking inward right now. So I am going to be doing some journaling and just discussing our shadows and how ancestral healing will help us on both fronts. I'll be posting a whole series of videos about it. If you'd like to join me, I would love to have your company. And I'll be posting more videos in the very near future. So, yeah, I hope you join me in doing this. I think we could all use a lift. And sometimes going deep lifts us up. I do have that shadow work checklist. This isn't exactly it, but it'll look like this. Uh, if you would like it, just comment shadow down below and I will make sure it gets to you. It is a good first step on our journey. And be sure to take a look at this video right up here somewhere. It's about unconditional love, which is so important for both shadow work and ancestral healing. Thank you so much for being here with me and spending the time. This is Vicki Trancho saying thank you again, and I hope to see you soon in our healing journey. It is an exciting time.